We are going to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! DHuss
Sounds good.
and ass. So the guest here today is DHuss, also known as Dan, also known as Huss, also known as ass.
You can just say DHuss. That's what everybody in Yu-Gi-Oh said. That was it. Like, he just got abbreviated right away.
Yeah, I don't think you ever went by anything else, did you?
Nope, just DHuss.
Just DHuss.
Yep.
Old school Yu-Gi-Oh! G from back in the day.
Yeah.
We're gonna play some Yu-Gi-Oh! And talk some Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we're gonna go eat some fucking brisket.
Yep.
And I don't know what's happening in this game. But anyway, I did prepare some questions earlier.
Oh,
because I figured
snap.
I might be able to goat you into this.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, we're talking Yu-Gi-Oh! We're
All
not
right.
just playing a shitty Yu-Gi-Oh! Based game.
Alright.
But we'll talk about it a little bit. But I just want to know, how the hell did you actually get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Because I know, like, we worked together at Office Max way back in the day, and I think you were playing like before we even met.
Yep. Honestly, I think it was a video game, maybe on a Game Boy.
Like this.
Like this. And then one of the really bad ones. Then,
Like this.
yep. Somehow, maybe Chelsea bought a pack or something. I don't know why.
Maybe one of the starter decks or something.
Yeah, one of the starter decks. So we played those horribly, you know, not knowing what you're doing. And then from there we went to the old Misty Mountain. It wasn't the one that was the bigger one.
Is it the one by Rockies?
I can't remember. I was only there like
They had the
3 times.
the little dumpster store that was
was
like right next to Rocky Rococo's.
Maybe. So yeah, it was really small. Before we even made it into the building, Plato met us outside and wanted to trade.
Was that his real name?
Not Plato.
Or was
it Plato?
Or was that a fake name?
Plato's the one who his parents have the restaurant downtown, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that was Plato.
But there was also like several people I think that were. I don't know, because I actually went there once. Because there was
might have been his name, because I think that was his. I don't know.
I was gonna say like
a
one
lot
of his.
people called them by their last names too. Yeah.
I think one of his cousins actually lived in that restaurant. Because I went there once, because his cousin was like a giant video game collector at the time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I went there, and he had just tons of great shit. But he lived in like the basement with no windows of this little Chinese restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know if Plato lived there or not. Either, I mean, it has no relevance at all to this. I'm just curious.
Yeah. No, but he the first thing he wanted from my collection was Slate Warrior
Oh, so you
And,
started in like the Slate Warrior area?
and Reflect Bounder.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Slate Warrior I think just came out, so I remember buying the whatever it came with, like the game.
Which one was that? Do you remember?
No.
Was it just a Game Boy game or something?
I think it was just a Game Boy game.
So I can't remember. Did Slate Warrior come out before Sinister Serpent and Harpy's Feather Duster?
No.
Okay.
Those should have been out first. So.
Yeah, so you're kind of late to the game.
Yep. Then I went into Pegasus. Not Pegasus. I went to that Misty once or twice. We walked around, had no idea what to do or how to play.
That place was a fucking madhouse back in the day. It was crazy.
Yeah. And then back in Office Max, you and James were in the break room playing. Watched you guys a few times, try to figure it out, and you goaded me into buying some stuff.
Is that how? Okay. I wasn't
And
aware that's how it was.
Yeah, and that was it. Like, you know, and then going online to is it Pogo and that, looking on the decks and the cards and all that stuff.
Wait, was that Pogo? What was that forum? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I
Pogo.
believe Pogo. Yep.
Huh, I thought it was called something else.
And the guys that reviewed it, you realize that they've never had a girlfriend in their lives. Yeah. Yeah. You go home to Chelsea and just thank her every day. Be like, thank you.
Okay, yeah, so, like, what set do you think you... Because I don't remember when Slate Warrior kind of came out.
I believe... I mean, we went Blue Eyes. Was it Metal Raiders after Blue Eyes?
No, that was, the first set had Blue Eyes, Legend of
No,
Blue
I know
Eyes.
there was... Blue Eyes is the first set. The second set, was that Metal... Was that Magic Ruler or Metal Raiders?
It was one or the other.
So I think the third set was the one we started in. which might have been Jinzo. 'Cause I believe Tinzos were coming out or were just out.
Yeah, Tinzo came out pretty early, I remember. Like, almost immediately after Jinzo came out, it seemed like Tinzo was there.
Yeah, they were pushing that stuff. Yep. So yeah, we went around and picked up almost every tin, you know, multiples of every tin. Chelsea wanted to play and I wanted to play, and obviously in the tins your packs were horrible, but whatever. Every once in a while you got lucky. But,
yeah, what do they normally come with? Like one really great card and then like 5 really shitty packs for the most part.
Yep. But all the tins not in the day weren't that bad. You had Jinzo tin, which you could trade off a Jinzo pretty darn easy for almost the price of the tin. Injection Fairy Lily was a tin, I believe, too, right?
I don't
That might have been a...
think so. I think that was just a secret rare.
Alright. There was something else that was a good... that was a good one. Not just Tinzo.
Well, yeah, there was Tinzo. There was... well, Slate Warrior was a tin, but that was way later. I mean, obviously there was... fuck is his name? The 4-star 1819 that came out at like the end of GOAT format. Xarian Universe.
Yeah.
But that was like way later.
Was way later, yeah. I thought something came out with the same, you know, because there was always 5 that came out at the same time. Right?
Yeah, but there's always like 4 bullshit ones and 1 good one.
Yeah. But I thought Tinzo had one more that was decent. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But yeah, so then...
now you got me thinking. Like, I don't even know how to look that shit up anymore, too, which kind of sucks.
Right? You have to go to, like, was it Dave's Card World or something random and hope you could search and order.
Excuse me? What the fuck just happened, by the way?
You just got on.
What just happened? This thing doesn't even have an effect. How did my guy just die? What the fuck just happened?
He just activated Yu-Gi-Oh's bullshit move.
Game. Excuse me. This is like some bad judging
I played Dust
here.
Trap Shoot, which destroys your monster.
This is like
it's the cartoon.
The fucking anime rules of Yu-Gi-Oh here. Like,
yeah.
what is this? I know what this card does. Well, what is Beacon of Darkness? Wait, no. Like, I started Yu-Gi-Oh around the Donzalug. Was that Legacy of Darkness that he came out? Or Pharaoh's Servant or something? Whenever Donzalug came out, that's I think when I started playing.
Oh, and Jinzo was Pharaoh's Servant, right?
Yes.
So then...
PSV, I remember, so that would make sense.
So, I don't know.
Oh, I see. This is what I think he did. Yeah, if a card attacks and it destroys the monster's whatever. Fuck it. This card died.
Blue Eyes, Magic Ruler, which was originally Spell Ruler? Or they had to switch the name for copyright reasons, right, or something?
Yes. But I don't think we ever got the uncopyrighted version of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's when I came out. I remember going to, well, like at our high school or whatever, some people were playing it, and that's kind of how I got into it. And then I remember going to Toys R Us back in the day, and just playing, like, Brian and Natasha. Like, of course they were hanging around Toys R Us in, like, their mid-30s. It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was always kind of funny, because, you know, I was, like, 17, and even I felt, like, pretty fucking out of place.
Yeah.
But... if you know the hustle of Yu-Gi-Oh, like, kids were the money right there.
Exactly.
Like,
but they didn't trade or anything.
Oh, they traded.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That was the greatest part. Is you go there with some shiny card, like some just trash. Kind of like what you're seeing right now, like Peacock and name I can't pronounce, and they trade you like their Goblin Attack Forces or like decent cards.
Oh, wow.
But if a kid ever pulled like a Donzalug, like they didn't understand that a 1400 attack 4-star was like godly.
Yep.
So they'd fucking trade like whatever. Like you'd find like a crappy tribute monster and you trade it to these kids and they're like into it. So yeah, I used to go there to Toys R Us and just trade. Constantly do trades. Oh shit, did I do the wrong thing I did.
Was Toys R Us around when I started then?
It might have been dying out. It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
I probably only went there like a total of 4 times. Because like Toys R Us back in the day, they used to do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, or not Yu-Gi-Oh, but Pokemon promotions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where you'd go there and you'd get like Mew or whatever, they trade you for it. So, like, at the same time, they did Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, which a lot of moms and stuff would use just to drop off their kids for like 2 hours while they did some shopping around town. So yeah, you'd go there and just hook up some deals. And for a while, too, they did promo cards, special promo cards at Toys R Us. Yeah.
Oh.
They were nothing good. I don't think they're worth jack shit anymore, but...
Yeah.
I think that's where, like, Kanan the Swords Master
Really?
came from. And there was, like, another guy, too, like, for, like, a shittier prize card.
Huh.
But I think that's where they came from, where Toys R Us ran tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, the winning kid. Of course, you had to be, like, under 10 years old in order to be, like,
Yeah.
eligible.
Just trade.
Right.
Get it. Yeah.
I remember there was a kid there that had it and wouldn't trade it to me, but... I mean, it's a trash card. It's just... It was worth a little bit at the time. But no, I used to get there and just get all the, like, good cards that I needed. Like, the premature burials, like the staples back in the day that were a lot harder to get than you'd think. What the... What? I activated Spark... Oh, face down. Yeah. What just happened? Anyway. But yeah, that's how I started, and then... Yeah, I kind of got my ass kicked in the game for a while till I kind of learned how to play, and then you learn what's good, and then you just, like, you only play what's good for a while until you just get good by default, and I don't know, that's just kind of how I got started, but yeah, we did a lot of traveling and stuff back in the day, a lot of tournaments. I remember Des Moines, for example.
Yep, that was always fun.
And Minnesota was one we went to a bunch, or Chicago.
God, there were some terrible judges back in the day.
Oh, do I have a judge story for you, brother?
Do it.
Alright, so I was at a Shonen Jump or YCS or whatever one of those tournaments were called. And this is in Indianapolis, I think. Maybe it was Ohio, somewhere in there, but I was 6-1, I think, in the Shonen Jump. Like, doing well on my way to top 8. There's no top 16 at the time, so it was, you know, whatever. But a situation came up, and I'll let you judge how this works before I tell you what happened.
Okay.
So at the time, it was nothing but GOAT format.
Yep.
Everyone knows how everything works in GOAT format. Like, it's brain dead. There's not really any tricks to it. The most complicated thing might be like a Book of Moon chain with MST or just something like that. But at the time, Thousand Eyes Restrict, one of the most common cards in the game.
Yep.
Mystic Tomato, also an incredibly common card at the time. Although I wouldn't consider it good in the format, it was common.
Yeah.
So, one kid had 2 Mystic Tomatoes up in the field. I had a goat and a Metamorphosis.
Mm-hmm.
He had no background, or no back row. Mm-hmm. So, I attributed a goat for Metamorphosis. I got out Thousand Eyes Restrict and I took 1 tomato.
Mm-hmm.
I attacked into the other tomato.
Yep.
What happens?
They're both equal attack. But what is Thousand Eyes' ability again?
Basically, I don't think he could die by battle if you attacked something with the same attack. It was something like that. That's not the important part. The important part is both tomatoes died.
Yeah.
I think if he attacked into something and it would kill him, like it got rid of the thing it was attached to and you could suck something else up.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Yeah. Does he have I don't remember Thousand Eyes. Does he have a graveyard effect at all that stopped the...
No. So let's just say
his
2 tomatoes went to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Who gets the effects?
Well, one's on his side, right?
One's on his side and 1 is sucked up in my Thousand Eyes. How many tomatoes get the effect?
It should just be his.
Right.
1.
Yes.
Yours is now just a stat stick. It cannot go back to his side of the field for any reason, even if it's... And again, it's not sent to the graveyard by battle. It would have to be
it's an equipped spell card.
Yeah, it would have been... So Sangan?
It's not the same Texas Sangan. Sangan totally works anytime it leaves the field.
Yeah, so Sangan effect would work.
Yes.
Unless something on the field negated graveyard effects.
Right, or there's something like that.
Yeah.
So you're totally right. 1 tomato effect goes off, the other goes to the graveyard.
Yep.
So the judge, for some reason this kid, I don't know if he knew that the judge was a fucking idiot or what.
Yeah.
But the kid goes, okay, I'm going to search for 2 tomato effects. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not at all. Like, what are you talking about? So he searches out 2 monsters and he puts them on the field. So, of course, I call a judge. Because I'm like, this is not the way... What the fuck just happened?
You're playing nothing. Wow. Good luck. It's a water elemental.
I don't know what just happened. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he searches out 2 cards, and I call a judge over. The judge has no idea what he's doing. This is the head judge, mind you.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
you can't even...
The head guy. And he goes, yeah, I think he gets both tomato effects. And I sit there and I explain to him, you know, I'm a player. He's the head judge of, like, the biggest tournament going on in the entire country at the moment. I had to sit there and explain to him what was happening. And he's like, I think he gets both. That's my final ruling. Like, too bad.
Wow.
I'm like, fuck this tournament. Wow. I still 2-0'd the kid, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was, like, peeved.
Yeah. There were...
just upset.
I hated the shonen jumps. I got my hotel... Because I was a judge. Level 2, whatever. Durka. So I would get my hotel paid for. And then I would get, like, 8 boxes or 2 boxes, sometimes 3. When it's done. And then, obviously, you'd weigh the packs.
Right, and then sell off the other pack for $2
as quick as I could. Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't bad. I mean, like when it was all said and done. But again, like I don't know, it just wasn't worth the money and the hassle. And it's stressful and it's not stressful. The fact that everybody for a while there was just trying to cheat, and I'm sure it never went away.
Everyone.
So whether they're drawing 2, whether they're pile shuffling, whether they're somehow marking a sleeve. And they always claim they're innocent when nobody is. Like, everybody, you know, they'll call the judge over, like you said, with that, and then I can hear the judge call over there, and I'll walk over, and, you know, I'm like, oh, this is it right here. And I know he's trying to, you know, go with the other judge into saying the wrong ruling, and they'll also say stuff different, and they'll try to catch their opponent in something by baiting them to shuffle their deck when they're not supposed to, or...
Yeah, or they'll say, like, it's okay to do something, and then the opponent does it, and they call a judge immediately. It's like, what the fuck?
Yep.
There were so many people like that. They just weren't good enough to win games on their own, so like, they just cheated so hard.
The California crew, when they'd come over, we knew Cosmic Odyssey, and we would know right away, like, all right, these guys are going to try to steal, they're going to try to cheat. Yeah. And they did. All of them did.
Oh, yeah.
Iman and every one of those guys. Every one of those guys.
And they weren't even clever about it either. Like they're just like brazen as fuck.
And even when you beat them in a game, because I played against one of those guys. It wasn't Ryan.
Hayakawa. He was like 12 years old.
Yeah, it was
something.
one of those. And after I beat him, he wanted to pay me, obviously, like to win.
Oh yeah,
Like, I'll pay you $50.
Yeah.
Like, that was it, because they want that crush card virus. And it's like, I know, obviously I should have just taken the $50.
Yeah, thinking back on it.
Thinking back on it, it's like $50, damn. But, you know, who was it? It was Andrew from Minnesota once. We were at a regionals here, and he really wanted a top 8. Yeah, he gave me $20, but he wanted to pay me after. I'm like, nope, I'm just going to hand it to you right now above the table. Just above the table. I don't care. Yep. I'm not going to go after, because... Yeah, so he handed me the 20, and I'm like, well, I lost. Packed up my stuff, signed the sheet. He's like, don't make it so obvious. Like, I care. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it was so bad. And I would have beat him so bad, too. I remember I had, like, what did I have on? I had an Air Knight, I had a Dust Tornado, and I think I actually I side decked in Solemn Judgments. So, like, no matter what, like, he couldn't do anything. Like,
right.
Like, I was gonna draw. I was gonna +1, even if I lost half my life points. I would still, you know, he was gonna take 3,900 or whatever, 800. I would have drawn 2 cards, and then I would have played something else to win.
Yeah.
Oh, he also asked me once at a he was playing in regionals. I think this was up in Minnesota, and I had to judge it or something. Or no, he was judging it. I was playing it. And after my match was over, he asked me, because somebody said, if you Dust Tornado, and then you set that Dust Tornado down, can you activate that one that turn too?
No, of course.
And I'm like, no. Like, why are you a judge? Like, come on.
Like, did you read the fucking card?
Right?
Yeah, like, come on.
You have to set the trap card. Come on, you can't activate the turn you set it.
What are you doing?
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that was Andy NG, you said, right?
Yeah, Andy...
From Minnesota?
Yeah, Andy... Was it Gang? No.
Well, we always call him NG.
NG.
But I think it's pronounced like Win or whatever, but...
Yeah.
You know, we're 2 hicks from Wisconsin.
Yep.
It's too hard. I remember one time in regional 2, he this was in the last round. Like I knew my tiebreakers were shit. Like I couldn't top 8. I was already like X and 2, maybe 5 and 2 or whatever, and he was X and 1. So like he had an in shot if he won. I knew I'd beat him.
Yeah.
And like he offered before the match. He's like, hey, like I'll give you my packs if you just sign this sheet. I'm like, dude, I don't need packs. Like this set sucks anyway. Like the best card isn't worth scooping right now. And I'm like, how about this? If I beat you, like you beat me, fine. Of course, you go into top 8. Good luck. Mm-hmm. If I beat you, I want your top 8 playmat. No questions asked. He's like, sure. Because it's like, okay, at that point, it's either I win, you get jack shit, or you can at least go on to get your national invite or something, or win more packs and just give me a playmat. But those playmats were fucking dope at the time. Yep. They're the original top 8, like, nice playmats. And yeah, I 2-0'd them within like 5 minutes. That was when I was playing Mass Sorcerer and that kind of bullshit. Oh, yeah. So I was just like hamming it up on him. Just the easiest match of my life. Like after the match, I'm like, I can either sign this sheet or you can give me your playmat. He's like, fuck it. Like, fine, I'll give you my playmat. Yeah, Minnesota was fun. All those people were just... Yeah. They were all nice people, but they're all like just really bad at the game.
Well, we were bad too for a while there, and then all of a sudden, Justin and a few other guys came around, and all of a sudden we all like had to improve.
Well, that's not completely true.
What?
So like I was getting like top 8s and top 4s well before Justin ever came by.
There was.
Like I go down to Chicago and just like smash their regionals.
Oh really?
With James, yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
Me and him used to go down there and just wreck.
Because they came up here, and granted, it was also they'd bring 16 up here.
So oh yeah, they'd bring like the whole.
And I'm sure
town.
they would, you know, scoop to people to make sure they top 8'd too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you might as well. Like if you got buddies, I did that to Keylang once, where I just scooped to him.
Yeah. Bro, you're gonna get 3 packs. Like, whoop.
Well, yeah, no, like he never got his invite. Like he was always like decent, but he was never really the next level player. Like once we all figured out how to play, he is kind of like average.
Yeah.
But he was always cool as shit, so you wanted him to get his invite. So we went to like a dinky Minnesota regional once, and like I had the game in the bag like 5 times over, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna. I had like Pot of Greed, Grace, like I had Magician Loop on him. I'm just like, I'm just gonna set this Morphing Jar and flip it and do all this other dumb shit. Like, here to like just have the game. I don't care. It's all good. But I did have some questions for you, Dio. So
let's do it.
One, did you ever top regionals? I can't remember.
I've topped 4 2. Maybe not of. I don't think I won one.
Well, it's hard to know because sometimes they stop playing out top 4, so you just like either won by default or you just call it a top 4.
Yeah, there were 2 I know we did that because it didn't matter.
Yeah,
like who has their invite, who doesn't. It doesn't matter, and then we split packs on 1.
Yeah,
like we all just split the packs.
So I think I reached 2 top 4s after they stopped playing them out. So like, who the hell knows if I won? I just say I won it because like, why the fuck not? But...
Yeah. No, I know I topped 4 2. I know Chelsea did.
Chelsea topped at least. No, she topped 2, I think. Right?
Yeah.
She beat me in the top 8 of one of them.
Yeah,
I know.
She'll know if she won one or not. I don't know if she did.
I don't think she did, but I think she.
Second.
Yeah, she got second in that Des Moines one. I thought, right?
Yeah.
And then she got at least top 4 in that Minnesota one. I think it was just top 4, but
yeah.
She beat me when I played that 104 card deck. in the top. Like, what's funny is I could have sharked her because, like, I'm never gonna shark fucking Chelsea, but like I attacked over a Spirit Reaper with Dark Bolter and she put it in the graveyard and I'm like, Chelsea.
Yeah.
No, that's I love, and then, of course the judge didn't even fucking notice. Like he's sitting there watching the whole thing and she just puts it in the graveyard and he doesn't say a word. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Guys,
for a couple regionals there, we like you're not supposed to say anything like that. Like
even if like somebody makes an obvious like illegal play.
I think that one you have to say, but like there's certain ones where like you have to let it happen. Like you can't actually play the game for them.
Right.
If it's an erect blah 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 blah. If it changes the game state. then you have to, which I think Spirit Reaper would have been the one that would completely change it.
Well, yeah, because you can't just send stuff to your graveyard even if you wanted to.
Yeah, because then she could have Light and Darked you
right
next turn.
or something,
like, yeah.
or just like lost the game. Even if I'm losing the game, I can't just throw stuff in my graveyard.
Yeah, exactly. Although we did.
I mean,
come on now.
I don't. I never did that. I just shark people, especially like other sharks from Chicago, because they can go fuck themselves.
But here's one of my favorites. I mentioned it a whole bunch, and it was Misty Mountain, top 8 regionals, kid from Chicago. I'm facing him the first round of the top 8. I do the is it Mind Crush where you just see the cards?
No, Trap Dust Shoots where you see
Shoot.
the cards and you send one monster back if they had 4 or whatever.
Yep. And you could run 2 Dust Trap Shoots, right?
I think you'd run 3 at the time.
Yeah, so I think I was running like 3 or something ridiculous.
Well, of course.
And like he knew I was running 3 or something like that. So first hand, I look at his hand. He's got the 5. One of them's Dark Magician, not Dark Magician. Dark Magician of Chaos.
Okay, like the good one.
Yeah, the good one. So I get rid of one of his cards. Goes back to his deck. He's got 4. He draws his 5th, whatever it is. He sets like 3. Like a turn later, I set 2. He sets all but 1 in his hand. Then he draws the 1 in his hand. He decides to play. It's a 4-star whatever.
Yeah, some beat.
So I immediately like call Judge, and I'm like, I got the Judge. I'm like, he in his hands. This is what happened. Like he had a Dark Magician of Chaos.
Yeah.
I never sent it back.
Yeah.
The Dark Magician, because he knows I'm running this card, so I had Dons or something out. Like so, basically, he set it in the back row.
Oh.
And then it magically somehow, when I wasn't looking, it made it back into his hand.
Yeah.
But I'm like the way he did it, like I don't remember the exact same things, but I know he set it down because he didn't want it to get Don's loot.
Yeah.
Like there were like a couple cards in his hand, whatever it was, when I had the Don out, and I didn't hit that. Yeah, it was you could premature it. Like it was just this thing where it's like Judge, and then the Judge had to wait, and I'm like, this is exactly what happened, and then I gave the kid the game loss. He was all upset about it. I'm like,
dude,
you blatantly set a monster in your spell card zone, and this because back in the day you used to also write the stuff down too. Like so, I'm like, this is this is that, this is that, and I'm like, he literally could. There's physically no way with the 3 cards in his hand or whatever it was. There was like no way he could have had Demog. He had to set it down.
Yeah.
Because the only people behind him too were his 2 friends.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because like not like you could, and then that was the other thing back in the day that was cheating. Like people be across the thing.
Oh yeah, they give
and
hints
they would be like giving hints all the time. Like there'd be certain coughs or a certain saying you would say to somebody, like when they knew something was in somebody's hand, you'd say chicken wings or chicken wings or something.
Yeah, anytime I was in like a big match, I always like called a judge just to get the people away from me.
Yep.
Because it's like, dude, like these people are cheating. Like,
Yeah,
it's not even hidden. It's like fucking obvious. Like I don't want to get cheated out of a win. Because like what sucks is most of those people were terrible at the game. Like, they really weren't good, but it's so easy to win when you cheat in that game. Like if you know what your opponent has in their hand, like you just auto win. By the way, fuck this computer that I'm playing right now because he just has bigger shit than I, and I can't do anything. For some old fashions, is that it?
Yeah, you know me.
All right, so I have a list of questions. We'll kind of do a power run through here.
Okay.
Got to get it off my sheet here. All right, I want to answer some of these too. So this is all relating back to when we used to play. What's your favorite off-brand deck? Like Chaos out of the equation. All variants of Chaos out of the equation. No light, no dark. Yeah, I mean, Lightsworn is technically an off-brand.
Lightsworn was too top to be for a little bit there, and so was Dark Arm Dragon. Obviously, that was too good. And, I think back in the GOAT format, I think I was always for a while there. I was the OTK guy.
Oh right.
Yeah.
What was your favorite OTK though?
Well, the original Mad Scientist Catapult Turtle.
I hated that one.
It was just too good. like first turn, like, oh, I go first, I win. Like, why would you not play this?
I can never play that one successfully because once people figured out to call for Demox level for reasoning,
Yep.
the deck kind of became shit.
Yeah, there was one other card that saved that deck. Like you needed that when they called it, but yeah.
For OTKs, I think my favorite was his name Jira. Is that what it was? No, Jaugen, the spiritualist, in last turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it was brain dead as hell.
Yeah.
Any idiot could play that game or play that deck.
Yep.
What other one?
I did a little burn, but I didn't really like it.
Burn was
James
too
ruined
risky.
it for us.
James definitely ruined Burn.
No, he was fine. Don't get me wrong, James, if you're listening. It's just you play against it every day. It's like I don't want to play it anymore. And then the fact that you won or lost, like he could set 5 cards and win. Like if
he'd set 5 cards and just lose.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a James story I'll tell in a second.
Yeah. So that was it. What about you? Like, what was your off?
So my off-brand deck,
right?
I love Beatdown. No, I never played Clads ever. Volcanics.
Ooh, Jesus, that's way off.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. That's Disc Commander Volcanics back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, with Monarchs, like 3 Ryza, 3 Volcanic rockets, with the shells, with the launchers, with what was the other? Scattershot.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing when it worked.
Yep.
Dog shit when you drew bad hands.
Yeah.
Remember one game interregional is like the first, maybe I think it was actually in time. I drew like 2 scatter shots and 2 of the shitty ones in like my opening hand, and I'm like, oh my god, I just lost.
That's because your opponent pile shuffled and cheated.
Probably. Every loss I have is because my opponent cheated.
Also, yeah, when Soul Control first came out, it wasn't mainstream yet because you still had Mirage and Nightmare and stuff, right? I think.
Yeah, that was actually during.
So it
Goat
was,
format.
yeah, it was like the not quite. You still would lose to if everybody was playing goats, you wouldn't win.
But well, right, Soul Control is very good.
You could beat them, but it had to be iffy. And then the Stalos.
The Stalos was amazing.
Yeah, when he came out, it was like because at first it was just Zaborg, right? You just ran Zaborg.
Yeah, it was just Zaborg and Moby. Yeah, Zaborg came out first, and AST. Then Mobius, I think, was the set after.
And then you
Grand Mark might have been out
ran
too.
those 2. Yeah, that guy you didn't run, but 3 Zaborgs, and then you could, if you wanted, you could even light Dark with that deck, which was horrible, but.
You could just shove a Black Luster Soldier in any deck that had a light and a dark. It was fine.
Single light.
Like Magician of Faith is the best card in the game, so you had 2 or 3 lights right there.
Yeah.
Also, I really loved the Lockdown deck in Goat format, the one where you do Jujutsu Masters, Massive Darkness, Time Seal, drop-offs.
Yep. That was the one where you ditched it from your hand to get back the other one, right? The ninja, the card.
No.
What's that one? That was fun too. That was my never mind. That was my catapult turtle one. Yeah.
Oh.
You ditched the ninja, whatever.
Yep.
One was in the
Black
graveyard. It
Ninja
got
or
back
something?
the other one, and you basically just infinitely ditch your cards. There was that combo.
That was, I guess, Strike Ninja, right?
Was it Strike Ninja?
Was he was like the 4-star 1700?
No, it was a 3-star face down, flip up, destroy some monster on your opponent's side of the field. When this card is sent from your hand to your graveyard, you can take...
Night Assailant.
Night Assailant, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you could still run them, like, there was the OTKs that ran that, and like, I was
Actually, I think the deck I was talking about had Night Assailants in it, from what I remember, because it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, you're ditching my... Yeah, you can't pick this one, because I'll just get back Magician of Faith, or get back the other one, and then I have an infinite loop.
Remember, I took that deck to Duelist Network back when they used to just run goats constantly. Never got beat.
Yeah.
And legitimately, people just rage quit. They wouldn't even bother side decking. They'd just rage.
Yep.
Like, alright. I mean, the deck is horribly beatable, but like when you play it well, it's incredibly hard to beat.
Next question, sir.
Next question. Favorite format? Goats.
Goats, hands down.
Alright, that was a quick one.
Yeah. Like, none other.
Pretty much. And Goats lasted like 5 formats, too. It wasn't just a one and done.
Yep.
I mean, there was
a little while before Gladiator Beasts got really broken, but then again, they fucking, like...
There was like a Monarch format.
There was also, like, when Stratos was stupid, then I didn't like it, but right before that, there was a format
Well, the Mystic Tomato Searcher format, right?
Yeah, there were a couple cards you could run a couple decks.
Yes.
You didn't have to run, everybody didn't have to run the same deck.
There was like the Bazoo deck.
Yep.
Or you just ran like hardcore Searchers with Monarchs.
Yeah.
Like 3 Zaborgs. I remember we used to joke about trading Zaborgs in the back alley like drugs because they were so in demand at the time. That was like a European thing, but it took over. All right, what is your favorite card in like a balanced way? Not as in like I like Penguin Soldier because it looks cute, but in like this card's your favorite. You always wanted to run it because it was just so good, and not Pot of Greed. You know, like
I never like collected a card, but my all-time favorite I think it still would be DD Warrior Lady. I know it's top whatever, but I think the situations where you could send it to the graveyard, and it was one I always would side deck, I always would tech in. Don Zalug was also up there too, just the fact that people sometimes you'd run it in decks where people wouldn't expect it, or you'd side it in just to be annoying.
Setting like a random Roto with the Don.
Yep, but I think thinking about it for obscure cards, my best one, which I always side deck 1 or 2 of them, like people do like Tiger King as a side deck card, you know, just because like you don't really need it.
Did you say Tiger King?
Yeah. Tiger King,
you talking about the 1700 thing that like just smashed a couple decks?
Yep. Yeah, and you'd side deck it because if you face this deck, it was just an auto win if you sided it in.
I think if you faced Jowgen decks, if you had it out, like you just instant won, right?
You couldn't do something that it had. Like it just negates your whole deck. But mine would, I think, my ultimate would be Cliff the Trap Remover because
good card.
When I was top 8ing in Chicago, I main decked 1 and I side decked 2 because they always used to run their.
I know what you're talking about.
That token card.
I don't know, let you say it.
Wave motion cannon.
Yeah, there it is.
So they'd always main it or they'd side deck it in. So the guy, I let him get it up to 2 or 3, even though I had this in my hand and I was playing around with him because he thought he was going to be all cool because he had Messenger Peace out.
Yeah,
and
annoying combo.
Cliff sneaks under it, so when I just said, all right, fine. I kept a bunch of cards in my hand. I set some stuff down in the backfield and did some stuff, and like I had cards set, so I could flip them up that turn too. So I played this. I attacked to destroy the messenger a piece. I think I left the wave. No, I destroyed the wave motion cannon first. Then he had to call all the judges over because he didn't understand the card.
Cliff the Trap Remover?
Yeah, he had
the
no
card
idea.
that just says if you attack directly, you get to do something?
Yeah, you get to destroy a
real
spell
hard
or trap card.
Card to
he had to stare at it for a while, and then everybody else from
didn't know what it was?
Everybody else from Chicago came over, like, they freaked out because I was maining it. Like, this can't be right. This can't be right. I'm like, yeah, I'm maining 1. Like, just because I know you guys all
everyone there was playing Messenger of Peace.
Yeah, you guys were all running this wave motion cannon and stuff, not even side decking it in. And then when you side deck in 15 cards, you're screwing up your whole deck. It's bad. Never do that. But yeah, that was it. Cliff, I think, would be up there too for the way obscure one.
Yeah, he was incredible at the time. Yeah. If I had to go with one, it would be. I want to pick Mass Sorcerer because it was such a shit card.
Yeah,
that's my phone.
Okay.
But it was such a shit card. But at the same time, if you got it off, you just won the game. Because card advantage was king, and if you attacked directly and you drew a card, your opponent might as well just quit the game.
Yep.
Was it good? No.
Nope. But it was still fun. Yep.
It was a fun,
honestly,
good card.
yours, I think, if looking back, yours would have been Gravekeeper's the 2000 defense one.
Oh, Gravekeeper Spy?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best card ever.
Yeah, but it was really good actually for a while there. Like it was a staple. Like when.
Yeah, it's now a staple in Ghost or Goat format if you go back and play.
Yep.
With like a new eye on it.
Yep.
Because it is the unbeatable card. Like before the Cyber Dragon came out, like nothing got over it. You had to Nobleman across out it.
Yep.
And at worst, it gets Nobleman. At best, it gets rid of all goats for free.
Yeah. And you didn't know if your opponent was obviously setting it or not. They could be setting something else down, like a tomato. You still had to go for the attack, and you had to take damage.
Yeah.
And then they get another one out, and then they tribute for a Jinzo, and it was just this. Oh, it was terrible.
Air Knight couldn't get over it. DD Warrior Lady couldn't do jack shit about it. DD Assailant just got stonewalled by it. Was there anything that could do anything against it? Pretty much no.
No, not really.
Like, not even Thousand Eyes could really do anything. You could suck up one of them and then just sit there.
Yep.
Like, that card was amazing.
Yeah.
Tsukiyomi also, just because it's the most versatile card in the game at the time.
Yeah, that was a card that just needed to just go away. It should
And
have
it
never
did.
been in the game. Like,
It was so
they
broken.
slowly let it go away, and it's like, no, this should have immediately went away.
If it had a 100 less attack, it wouldn't have been nearly as good as it was. But because it could get over Blade Knight and Kaiku and Breaker, broken.
And here, also on top of that, like, if you would think, like, back in the day, if you could look at a card and you could go, all right, if this would have had only 100 attack, would this card have still been played? Yes. To flip over my Medicina face, I would have still played this card and brought it back to my hand.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's, but obviously attacking for 1100 is, flip this down, attack for 1100, bring it back to my hand, was a...
Well, if Sangan was 500 attack, it wouldn't have been nearly as good.
Correct. Yes.
But it could still get over shit at 1,000.
Yeah.
Which made it just broken around that time. And also the best open attacker in the game.
Yep. And they didn't know how to
about it.
balance their cards. Because, like, granted, Pot of Greed was a horrible card, but at the same time, like, it was only abusive because you ran Suck Miyomi and you ran Medicina Face.
Suck Miyomi.
Because those two cards interacted with it, you're +1, which if everybody had a +1, it's not like it's not balanced or it's balanced, because everybody would have ran it. It's a staple.
Well, speaking of which, then how did you feel about Cyber Jar and Morphing Jar during Goat format?
I mean, they were horrible, but they weren't.
Because a lot of the California crew started throwing both of those in there, and a lot of Europeans did too.
Yeah, Cyber Jar was the tricky one for me.
I think people had a problem with their opponents stacking like the Trinity on them.
Yeah.
So they just they put a couple cards in their deck that were great equalizers.
Yep.
Just in case they got stacked, it's like at least I have a chance to come back.
And you
if I
could
top
have a
deck
chance.
them.
Absolutely.
Like, I remember playing them. I didn't like necessarily either one of them, but like if you ever got off the combos, you just won the game.
There was a while there everybody ran a Morphing Jar. Yeah.
Yeah. So Morphing Jar was great. Cyber Jar, yeah. If you're in more of a beatdowny deck, it was pretty legit.
All right, what time do we? Yep, we gotta get going.
All right, moving on. What's the worst beat you ever had? Worst loss?
Honest,
Well, one that
couldn't
stuck
tell
with
you.
you unstung. I got several, but I got one
for
as an
myself. I
example.
think there was a Minnesota Regionals, one of the last ones I was in. It was a Dark Arm one, and the guy tooled me like super quick because his first 5 cards were like the janky things, and I think what happened, from we were playing now for 3, 4, whatever years, and we played these decks which are just like, you get these cards, you win, like the Trinity.
Yeah.
And the game slowly has been progressing into like whoever draws these cards wins. And 2 games in a row, even though like I went second the first game, I didn't draw him, or I went first the second game. I mean, I didn't draw him. He drew him. Next, completely destroyed me. Dark Arm this or whatever whatever it was.
Yeah, it's just
and just completely won.
the nuts.
Like yeah. So it's like, oh right, 2 minutes. I lost, and then I'm out of top 8 I got 9th, I think.
It doesn't. Oh,
So
I don't
it's
think
like-
I ever got a 9th, but that has to feel fucking bad.
It was horrible. It's like, yeah, I don't even need my invite. It's horrible.
There was somebody. Was it you that went through a string of like 5 9th places in a row or something? Somebody did around here, and it was just like,
I don't think it was me.
it was, yeah. I felt bad for whoever that was. Maybe that was Justin or something, but
And then there was also times where, like, if I knew my opponent, like, you'd make sure you lost like 3 in a row after, because you didn't want that guy at the top. Like,
make them have bad tiebreakers.
yeah,
I know the
like-
feel.
it was, yeah.
I have plenty of bad beats. I'll give you just one. I was in a Shonen Jump. I was in the 3rd game with somebody. I think it was 4-0 in the jump, so I was doing great, just rolling on. He snatch stole my Jinzo, and he was at like 2,000.
Yep.
All I needed to do was destroy Snatch Steal.
Yep.
I had Snipe Hunter and 6 cards in my hand.
Wow.
I rolled 6 fucking 6s in a row.
Oh, jeez.
I even used different dice. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Even he was
Wow.
sitting there just like jaw open, just
Yeah,
like,
'cause
oh,
you should
that's
have
the
won.
worst beat I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Fucking horrible.
Snipe Hunter, Blowback Dragon, yeah.
Ugh.
Times. I remember there was one too where we were at Misty, and you faced like some 6-year-old kid, and he got off something dumb and beat you.
I never lost to the kids ever.
No, I remember this because I was on the table like right behind you watching, and like you got a little upset because obviously like
Wait, when did this happen?
I don't remember when. I think it was in the Glad format. We'll cut this out.
Let's cut this.
But yeah, so then you faced somebody else like right next to me, and you were all still grumpy about it.
That sounds like me.
I think you just completely either pwned him or something, but you were like in a vicious tantrum.
Usually when I lose, I just like shit on the next person.
Yeah.
Like I have my fastest matches ever.
Yeah. But I looked over and I saw you were visibly like, I just want to strangle kittens. It was bad.
I remember one time I went to a regional and I lost first round to a Jinzo returner deck, which is just a horrible gimmick deck. And he just drew like the 4-card combo 2 opening hands in a row.
Yeah.
I'm like, I might as well just leave. It's like this guy's tiebreakers are fucking horrible. And of course he ended up going like 1-8 or something. That was his one win.
Yep.
Ooh, who you got there? Alright, we have 2 more questions.
Do it.
What's your favorite experience in this game?
Honestly, I think just meeting the people, the players, Madison, we were for the most part friendly.
It was a friendly competitiveness.
Yeah.
Where like we each wanted to be the top, but you know, not 5 people can be the top guy.
Exactly. Like I know I was never better than a lot of people, but I had the best cards.
You did have the best cards.
Yes.
You had the most expensive cards.
I was the trade king. I remember there was Clayton back in the day. He would trade for a lot of stuff, and slowly, like I had my 2 trade binders. I had my metal briefcase, and you know, I had my one.
You had the Kaiba briefcase going on for a while.
Yeah, that thing was free from Office Max. We're gonna throw it away. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, I'll take this thing. It's perfect. No, it's indestructible.
Indestructible.
And the code on it, so nobody can steal cards. I know there are a few people that stole cards from me because they would like look at my binder and I would look away for a second.
Yeah.
I saw them missing and I'm like, I don't really care, like because for me it's just paper, and I can trade some kid for a whole bunch of them again. Yeah.
All right. My favorite, I think, would be. Oh snap! What was it? Beating Max Suffrage in a regional.
There you go.
Right after he was the national champ, he was trying to be all low key about it, but I shit all over him. Like I outplayed him like 10 times this Sunday. I did the whole set heavy storm first turn and not played for 5 turns type of deal to him.
Yep.
I called his set morphing jar. Where I had a hand of like Pot and Graceful that I didn't play for like 3 turns in a row. I just called his set morphing jar, so I set everything and attacked into it.
Oh wow!
Got all my shit back. Like, yeah, you're just getting wrecked, dude. Like, this game is over.
Yep.
That same regional, I think I top 8'd, but I lost to his buddy in the top 8. But also the Tower of Power, that Minnesota. I remember losing to V-Lord at the time. The night before, we were doing some playtesting. And I think I lost 7 matches in a row, and we had the exact same deck. And I just got so pissed that I'm like, fuck this game. It's Minnesota that we're going to. It's the worst meta on the planet. I can run whatever I want in top 8. So I threw 143 of my favorite cards in one deck. Found sleeves for it. Went up there. And just, I think I went 7-1 in Swiss. And I only lost to Chelsea in the top 8. It's like the people that we went up there with. So
exactly.
Yeah, fun stuff. So many people were watching my duels that game, or that day, because obviously it was just ridiculous looking. And I think it kind of psyched some people out.
Right.
Like I was creature swapping people and just choosing the monster on their side of the field to pick. When the card literally says your opponent can pick whatever they want.
Yep.
Like, people were just so psyched out. I was just doing whatever I wanted. And they weren't doing shit about it. So. But yeah, I think that's all we have to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! For the day. I'm playing this Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. It's dog shit, and I don't have a single thing with an attack over 800.
Nope, you scoop.
I have no way to win. I don't feel like playing this game anymore. No. Reshef of Destruction, not worth playing.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Just like the cartoon.
What a top decking luck sack piece of shit, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Ugh.
Peace.